wanted to welcome you to our next day and our topic. We left off, let me turn this down a little bit. We left off yesterday here speaking about forgiveness, and we were going to continue today going over the beautiful boundaries. So if you have not seen yesterday, you can go and watch it after this live or even now. We're doing a 30-day forgiveness, 30 days of that, and we're going through the book and the PDF that you can purchase in my store. And we're going through that and sharing some of the tips, some of the challenges that you can do during the 30 days, the prompts to help you in dealing with making forgiveness a daily practice, adding forgiveness to your journey and healing, adding forgiveness to your everyday life as something that is a blessing. So we're going to start with this area, going over boundaries. And I put this title, My Beautiful Boundaries, because sometimes we see boundaries as something that is like restrictive, something that we have to force, something that other people are going to be challenging. And sometimes we get super confused about what our boundaries are because we're trying so hard to please other people. So in our childhood and maybe through our early years, our boundaries get pushed, they get challenged. We lose what boundaries make us feel safe, make us feel well, make us feel happy. So I thought about giving this name, My Beautiful Boundaries, because boundaries is something positive, something beautiful, something good. So boundaries are the areas we are comfortable with when dealing with others. Those areas can be our love life, career, family, faith, and more. We are often confused between considering other people's feelings over our own and therefore experience discomfort within ourselves. When people no longer respect our boundaries, it can be hurtful. Even if we are unsure of what our boundaries are, we still have a sense of feeling uneasy with certain situations. The uneasy feeling could be a sign that our boundaries are not being respected. So use the following pages to identify areas of your life and how to set up healthy boundaries. So we're just going to go through the questions. I'm going to give you time to answer it in your own way. You can always get a piece of paper or just in your mind. But things I will no longer tolerate or accept. Things within myself. So looking at yourself, what are things that you do to break your own boundaries? Things that make you uncomfortable, things that make you uneasy. What are situations where maybe you're aware that there's a particular personal space that you like people to give you, strangers, family members, but you yourself break that boundary, break that comfort to please other people. So that could just be an example. So the first one is, what ways do you, or things that you would no longer accept or tolerate within your own self that you're doing to yourself? And then the next one, things that I will no longer tolerate or accept in relationships. And that can be any type of relationship. And things I will no longer tolerate or accept in your financial life, in your financial situation. And things I will no longer tolerate or accept that are within your career. Maybe you needed a promotion and you didn't really speak up, or possibly you were too afraid to take any additional training to get to the next level. Whatever it is, like it can be, hey, you know what? I'm not living up to my full potential within my career, or I am allowing people to step all over me or take credit for projects that I'm doing. So, what is something that I will no longer tolerate or accept within my career that I'm going to change today, or that you can write down and change today? And things I'll no longer accept or tolerate within my health. So, for me, some of the things that I have had to switch up and change for health is making sure that I get out often or daily or take a walk that I will enjoy. Temperature is really hot currently where we are, so taking that time out to get up, get out, take a walk. Another thing is making sure for my health that I no longer tolerate just any ideas, any thoughts that medical professionals give, that I ask the right questions, that I express, hey, I really don't feel healthy, or I really don't feel well. So I no longer just take one personal opinion or let a medical professional ignore the symptoms that are going on within my body. Things that you no longer tolerate in your spiritual life, your connection. What are things that you no longer want to tolerate or deal with? Again, that can be within yourself or within other people. Your environment, your home life, again, your work life, your own personal, if you have a vehicle. Okay, what is it that you will no longer accept? Maybe you give tons of rides to people. You don't ask for gas. Maybe your vehicle needs to be cleaned and you need to take time out daily to make sure it's clean. And then additional areas of my life that I would like to focus on. So just listing those additional areas. Things I will no longer tolerate or accept within myself, relationship, finance, career. Okay? My boundaries matter. And they do. You have to understand that you have a right to establish the boundaries that keep you functioning, that keep your environment, your home, your mental health, your spiritual, all in a peaceful situation. What situations continue to come up that make me feel uncomfortable or anxious? And you can list them in like 1, 2, 3, or break this up into however many situations. And these are the ones that continuously come up. Maybe since we're coming into the holiday season soon, maybe there's situations that happen every holiday season that really makes you uncomfortable, that really makes you anxious. Be able to list those things. Maybe there's someone, again, that's in your school or in your work or on your commute if you're taking public transportation that disturbs you, that bothers you. Maybe you are a parent and there's constant situations that happen every morning before your coffee, before your tea, and you're starting your day feeling uncomfortable and anxious. Maybe you're going out, taking your pet, going for a walk, going to the gym, whatever routine, and you're finding situations that are uncomfortable. And this can help you become more aware of, hey, where do I need to speak up? Where do I need to establish healthy boundaries? So put in the box in people or situations that do not respect boundaries or my boundaries. Rewrite with a positive outcome. What could have been done to make me feel, to make you feel, make me feel respected? And just take a moment to think about either one of those and really rewrite that in such a positive way. But remember to focus on yourself. Make sure you're rewriting the positive outcome. Yes, for the higher good of all, for sure, right? But take some time to consider yourself, not in the state of constant, I have to please other people. Consider yourself. Boundaries I need to establish in everyday life. So here you just list any boundaries that you feel that you need to establish in your everyday life. You're the one that's creating this world that you live in. Everybody else is passing through your world, and you deserve to have a beautiful world. So, what boundaries do you need to establish in your everyday life to be sure that you are having a beautiful experience? I can respect myself by. How can you respect yourself? What are the things that you can do to respect yourself? How can you set up these boundaries in your life to show respect to yourself? Remember, we're still considering the world. We're still considering love and kindness. We're still considering practicing that and emanating that to other people. But we're taking that time to prioritize our feelings. So how can I respect? What can you do to respect yourself? If others are not willing to respect my boundaries, I will set up the following. So we don't want to jump right away to, I'm going to block them, I'm not going to contact them. Sometimes showing up strongly, showing up softly in front of people, letting them know your stance, especially when it comes to family, co-workers, people that you are going to have to see on a daily basis. If others are not willing to respect my boundaries, I will set up the following. What will you set up for yourself? In what ways are you going to be able to say, hey, I'm going to be put in uncomfortable situations, but even then, this is what I'm going to do to show that I have respect for myself and I have some healthy boundaries? Being vocal about it. If it's not a situation where you're in any kind of harm, emotional, physical, then you can take the time to say, okay, my system is I'm going to give some person, relative, friend, one chance. Then I will see if they repeat it, or if I'm used to them repeating it, I will go ahead and speak up on that chance, that first chance. Then the next time I will be very, very expressive and respectful, and I will give them another chance to correct their pattern or behavior. And you can also bring other people in if those people are conscious and aware that this is my boundary, my healthy boundary I'm trying to set up, and so in our circle, family and friend circle, has constantly been breaking that boundary that I've been requesting. And then third, maybe then you can go to whether you want to keep continuing dealing with them, whether you want to continue contact or not. But I don't recommend going straight to no contact when somebody is breaking your boundaries, again, unless it's something that is putting you in harm's way. If it is, of course, get as much help as possible to keep yourself protected. So monthly reflection. Where in your body do you physically hold on to unforgiving feelings, resentment, or unacknowledged pain? Practice a gentle body scan this week, breathing into these areas with compassion and an intention to release. Use gentle touch with yourself and yoga practice. Do not move forward if the practice is overwhelming. So if it is overwhelming, don't worry about moving forward. Take your time. You can go on YouTube as well and look up some very healthy, gentle practices with self-touch, with self-soothing. And you can again take the monthly reflection and doodle and draw out your feelings. I think that, let me see. Um, we can probably continue with this one, forgiving yourself, for tomorrow. I was expecting a little bit more for the healthy boundaries, but it looks like we may need to wait to continue, so it's not so much consumed for today. But if you have any questions, if there's anything that you want to speak about, let me go back to some of the healthy boundaries. Um, if there's anything that you want to talk about or you want to discuss, please let me know. You can comment. As I said, you can also go on to my Instagram as well. You can find the link for this. It is a printable, and there should be a hard copy version as well, or hard copy coming up soon. But you can check this out. The link is available for you to purchase it and follow along. I will be going onto my Instagram and covering a whole host of topics because we've been working on forgiveness for over a month now. So I am going to be bringing in and introducing other topics because we're supposed to do this for 12 months. So a whole year of working on yourself, mental, physical. Everyone's using the term glow up, but we're going beyond that. We're going deeper. And so I'm going to wrap up working on the forgiveness, even though the forgiveness is a daily practice. As I said, I've been covering it for over a month on my Instagram, and I really want to get through all the other topics. So let me just explain to you what we will be doing. Besides the 30 days of forgiveness, every single month, there will be introduced 1 to 3 different topics, maybe a little bit more than 3 sometimes, that will deal with different areas of life. And we'll be going through that. There'll be printables, there'll be things to work on, and it's generally something that, again, men, women can work on. And I would kind of say some preteens, teens, probably not necessarily preteens, teens, but everyone needs some kind of support because it can be a little bit overwhelming. And I wanted to say that when it comes to forgiveness, again, it is something that we do, you, yourself, all of us, we do it for ourselves, even if it doesn't feel like it. Forgiveness is really something that's going to empower you. So do not feel like it is a situation where you're losing power or you are weak. You will feel so much more powerful. And there have been people that have literally hurt me in so many ways, and I truly sometimes don't want to forgive them. But I have continuously practiced forgiveness. I have continuously practiced forgiveness. And it is not a one-sided thing. It is not something that you do one time and all is well and there's rainbows and there's butterflies all around you. There's times where I literally have to repeatedly forgive someone. So I forgave them, and then the trigger comes up, maybe a few months, what they did, and then I forgive them in that moment, and then maybe a week or two, a few months, a few years, the trigger comes up again. Oh my goodness. So through the practice, you learn that sometimes some people you release and let go. And then there's other people where that just attaches to you. What they did, what effect they had on you, how they affected your life, the hurt, the pain, it just attaches to you. So tomorrow I definitely want to go further into this 30-day journal, into doing the inner work. So you can join me tomorrow. Usually the lives will hopefully, they're about 20, maybe about 40 minutes. We will go through the other section right here, this going on forgiving yourself. Again, if you want to follow along, you can get the PDF version. Follow me on Instagram. But I really thank everyone for tuning in. Thank you for joining me tomorrow. I'm going to have a specific time soon, but just be patient. But tomorrow we'll be going over this, forgiving yourself. So we went over the my beautiful boundaries and doing healthy boundaries today. Tomorrow we'll go over this area right here of forgiving yourself. So I love you and I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you all tomorrow.